Providence, Rhode Island, the Remote Care Division did not appear in public records. Programs that intend to be discovered produce paperwork. Programs that intend to continue produce intermediaries. When investigators attempted to trace the origins of the behavioral compliance program, they discovered that St. Raymond's Pediatric Hospital had not funded ward. The hospital could not afford behavioral research. Hospitals treat patients. Foundations finance outcomes. The foundation that financed Ward C did not specialize in medicine. It specialized in procurement. Procurement is the process through which institutions acquire resources. Resources include equipment, facilities, personnel, and training. Resources also include individuals. The foundation operated through grant-making. Grants provide legitimacy. Grant-making provides direction without ownership. Ownership provokes. Liability. Direction does not. The foundation issued its first grant in 1981. The stated purpose was behavioral compliance. Research. The unstated purpose was utility creation. Research requires experimentation. Utility requires consistency. Ward C produced consistency. When Ward C dissolved, the foundation did not cease operations. It reallocated funding into private partnerships, educational vendors, transcription companies, and custodial contractors throughout New England. The redirection was not visible to the public. It was visible in financial disclosures. Financial disclosures indicated no reduction in expenditures, only reclassification. Programs that reclassify do not end. They migrate. Migration is a characteristic of resilient systems. Resilient systems adapt to regulatory environments. Regulatory environments do not adapt to systems they do not recognize. The foundation operated beneath legal awareness. Legal awareness requires complaint. No complaint existed. Programs are challenged when they produce victims. Victims generate testimony. Testimony generates litigation. Litigation generates discovery. Discovery exposes. Structure produces. Accountability. The Remote Care Division produced no plaintiffs. The subjects did not identify as harmed. They identified as working. Work is not classified as harm. Work is classified as participation. Participation is encouraged. The foundation, layer investigators reviewing archival grant ledgers, identified 23 distinct organizations receiving funding between 1986 and 2001. 8 were pediatric institutions. 6 were educational vendors. 5 were logistical subcontractors. 3 were data processing companies. 1 was a corporate intermediary with no employees and no physical address. Corporate intermediaries facilitate transactions without producing product. They exist to move contracts, not goods. Contracts are goods. Researchers attempted to identify the foundation's origin. Foundations are legally obligated to file tax returns. Tax returns revealed that the foundation had no single benefactor. It received support from a cluster of private donors and corporate entities specializing in warehousing, distribution, and administrative services. Warehousing and distribution require routine. Administrative services require compliance. The Remote Care Division produced both. The funding structure suggested the program was not philanthropic, that it was infrastructural. Infrastructure is not designed for public consumption. It is designed for efficiency. Efficiency does not require transparency. It requires logistics. Logistics connects supply to demand. The Remote Care Division connected subjects to labor. 2. The legal blind. Zone systems that violate the law are prosecuted. Systems that do not violate the law are ignored. Systems that exist outside legal classification are invisible. The behavioral compliance program fell into the third category. It was not illegal. It was not regulated. It was not even recognized as a behavioral program by the state. Recognition requires classification. Classification requires precedent. Precedent requires comparisons. No comparables existed. Existing legal frameworks addressed abuse, neglect, and exploitation. Abuse involves harm. Neglect involves deprivation. Exploitation involves coercion. The Remote Care Division did not produce harm. It provided shelter, food, medical care, and routine. The remote care division did not produce deprivation. It provided stipends, housing, and basic maintenance. The remote care division did not produce coercion. Subjects complied without resistance. Complied without resistance. Compliance is unnecessary when compliance is conditioned. Legal experts reviewing the case, years later, concluded that the program existed in a non-justiciable domain. Non-justiciable domains are areas the courts cannot adjudicate, because no legal claim exists. The absence of claim does not imply the absence of impact. Impact without claim shapes markets, not courts.